What is happening, guys? First of all, I would like to apologise for not uploading in a wee while. Sophie and I have been super busy with a wee bit of a project, so we just moved into our first apartment together and we're just sort of making it nice and sort of cosy, and I literally spent about half of a day building IKEA furniture, and we've just been getting wee bits and pieces and all organised, so I've been a little bit preoccupied, but from now on, more content to come. But today's video, what we are going to be working through, because of the success of the last ones, we are going to be working through another explained video for one of my training days. There's another fire engine going by, sorry if you hear it. So we're going to be working through some quads and calves, and we are going to be banging that out today, so I'm going to be explaining my routine with that. So the next time you will see me, we are going to be in the gym. Safety first.
Stand out, touch can cause explosions. I'm too great to be landed.
Alright guys, so first up, we are moving into a front squat. Okay, I personally, I've sort of dabbled between back and front squat, but I just prefer front squat far more. I find that with the years of sort of training, back squat is, I don't know what's going on, but it just sort of hurts my back a little bit. I don't have the best hip mobility in the world, just because I had surgery when I was younger and my socket was like flat, so I had to round it up. So it might be just to do with like a genetic imbalance, something like that. But anywho, so starting off with front squat. So today is quads and calves, so that's what we're going to be primarily trying to hit, is our quads. So we're working into your front squat now. There's a couple of different ways you can front squat. You can either go like Olympic lifters and CrossFitters would. I personally do not have the wrist mobility for that at all. So usually I would front squat going zombie, pulling the hands across, but a good wee adaptation I find is if you use a set of lifting straps, tie them in around the bar, it creates a set of handles, so it's a bit of an alternative to a safety bar squat. So we don't have a safety bar in this gym, so what we're doing instead is creating a bit of a handle with our lifting straps. Just means you can keep the elbows and the wrists up so that the bar doesn't fall down off of your shoulders, and it means you're in a far more secure position, so that when you're in your front squat you're able to keep your chin and your chest upright, so you have a nice straight back and you're going through that vertical range. So we have a couple of warm-up sets, and then we're going to be working through 4 sets of 8 to 10. Last week I hit a 105 kilo, I think it was for 8, so we're going to see if we can match that today. Knees are feeling a wee bit weak, but we'll see how we go and we'll get her done. She's a sweaty one today.
Better took those risks, hold one of my fists, we fire starters. One out of a million will reach those heights. Always had a feeling that I won't deny that work. Never could toss, look at my eyes, I'm on the rise.
Recording it. Forcing me into the next set. Rests for the dead.
Can I break this hold from you? It would mean everything to me if I do. Tired of hearing excuses you're making.
Next up, we've got his leg press. So we're going to be changing this up from double foot, so we're going to be going single leg press rather than both feet at the same time. So I'm really enjoying my isolation stuff at the minute, going left and right side individually. Just because I like to sort of keep the exact same weight on either side of the body. So if we have, 60 kilo on this, it's 60 kilo on the left leg, 60 kilo on the right leg individually, whereas sometimes when you're starting out in the gym, you have quite a lot of imbalances, just usually because we're dominant on one side. So I'm right-handed, but it's quite funny. I'm right-handed, but I'm actually stronger on my left leg. It's quite strange. I jump off my left leg, but I kick with my right foot. So whatever way that works. But what we're doing is we're working through some single leg press. We're going 4 sets of 10 each leg. So first set we done 40 kilo, well, excluding the plate. Next set up we're going 60, and then hopefully move up to an 80. So we're gonna go 10 the left leg, 10 the right leg, just isolating them sides out. Another good thing about doing single leg as well is that when you're pushing with your one leg, you tend to push through the outside of your foot, because it's at a slight angle in your plate. So if your feet are normally in this position, when you're doing your single leg, some people tend to bring it into the center because it feels like the plate's not balanced or not disbalanced. So unbalanced. So what you're going to do is you're just going to remove one foot, keep that one in the exact same position. What that'll do is you're actually going to be pushing down through the outside of your foot. So it means you're going to be working the outside of your quad as well, so your tensor fascia latae. So it's going to give you that bigger appearance of a quad sweep because you're working the outside of your leg, so your abductor side of your leg. So you can give that a go next time you're working on a leg press. Okay, so third thing up, we're going to be working in for a bit of a superset next. To my dismay, quads are shot already, but here we are. So we're going to be going some leg extension and some seated calf raise, okay? First up, what we're going to be doing on leg extension is we're going to be working through 1.5 reps. Okay, these are otherwise known as a double contraction. So what we're going to be doing is we're basically going to be kicking our pad all the way up to the top, then coming down to the halfway mark again, and then kicking it back up. So we're going for a double squeeze, double contraction at the top, okay? So this makes the exercise much more difficult, okay? So you'll have to drop the weight a little bit. The reason being is when you're coming to the top, rather than just allowing gravity to take that pad back down again and gravity to take the weight back down, you're having to stop that halfway, so you're having to work twice as hard to work against gravity and the weight coming back down. Stop it and then kick it straight back up again, okay? So you're making them quads work extra hard. So we're going to be working through 10 reps of 1.5s. We're then going to be jumping onto our seated calf raise, and we're going to be working through 12 there, okay? So we're going to be shorting heads of the calves. We're going to be working and hitting our soleus, and we are working through 12 reps there. We've got 3 sets in total, so we're just going to bang these out.
Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving with the revolution. Can you hear the sound? The ground beneath your feet, with a whisper in the trees. Do you feel us watching? Hunger in our eyes, victories on our minds. It's our time to rise. Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving with the revolution.
I got back sweat. Bum sweat. Bum sweat. Oh fuck it, it's ringing. Hair bar sweat, back and arse. Alright guys, so next up is this one I hate, but I love. It's one of those ones that's a love-hate relationship. So there's a few different methods of doing these. These are sissy squats. Okay, so we've got a sissy squat machine where you're basically locking your feet into the machine and sitting back down into it, whereas this is an adaptation to a standing sissy squat. So ideally, with a standing sissy squat, you should be able to do them just without any support, but my legs are a wee bit short now. I'll try one. But you're supposed to be able to... No. Quads are gone. So ideally what you're supposed to be doing is I'm using the TRX for a little bit of support and balance just in case I need them. But what you're wanting to do in order to complete this exercise properly is, I always tell people that you want to imagine you're doing the limbo. So it's quite funny when I'm explaining anything between like squats and deadlifts, I always say, and leg press, push through your heels. Always keep your heels down, break at the hips first. This is the complete opposite and goes against all of the teachings. So what you're going to do with this one is you're keeping all the pressure in the ball of your foot and your toes, and you're going to be breaking at the knee first, okay? Your hips are always going to stay locked out on this one, okay? So when you're using your TRX, I always keep them nice and wide, mainly for balance, and just in case I need them. If you're standing back and your arms are locked out, you're more likely to pull on them. So just keep your elbows bent and your TRX relaxed. From here, what you're going to do is you're going to break at the knees first, point your knees forward whilst your body falls back. So breaking the knees forward, letting the body fall back, keeping the hips completely locked out as if you're doing the limbo. From here at the bottom of the exercise, you want to be at the point where you're in an equilibrium, so you should be able to stay balanced. So a lot of people that do these, they lean back and are holding onto the TRX. You want to allow your body to come forward so that you should be able to let go, okay, so you're balanced. From here, what you're going to do is you're going to stand up by pulling your knees back. So stand it up by pulling your knees back and into position, and that's going to contract your quad. These are so difficult and are bound to destroy your quads. Usually once I get these done, I have very little left, even though we have another couple of exercises, but hey ho, be dead. So give them a go next time you're doing a little bit of quads. They are killer, they are tough, and let me know what you think. Next up, what we have is some leg press calf raise. Okay, so we're going to have our leg in an extended position now, so we're going to be hitting our gas drop just to the shorter head of the calf next. Okay, so we're going to be working through 3 sets of 15, so we're on slightly higher volume in this one. Usually your calves are obviously quite strong muscles, so you can overload them, so we're going to keep it quite high volume for now. So we're just going to work in and get a few sets as done. And look, there's Toby the Triceratops. So, story behind this is Sophie and I were, well, for our anniversary, I got us a stick and poke tattoo kit, and why not on your anniversary just give each other tattoos. So I have Toby the Triceratops and she has Stanley the Stegosaurus. And if you know why those two names are significant, is because the TV show that we were binging at the time was The Office US, and Toby, who gets all the crap from HR, and then Stanley in sales. So we were like Toby the Triceratops and Stanley the Stegosaurus. Go on, show us yours. And there is Stanley. He's like me, he's got big chunky legs.
Twinkle toes. You look like you're practicing your ballet.
Next one up, you're probably wondering why I'm setting up a landmine for quads. So what we're actually going to do next is a reverse landmine hack squat. So we don't actually have a hack squat in here, but this is a really good variation. I just find this is quite good on my knees. I would have sort of quite weak patella tendons, but I don't get any pain with these at all. They're super. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be utilising the landmine, and we're going to be facing away from it, and we're going to be leaning against our plate, nearly using it as a bit of a backrest. We're then going to keep stepping out until our body is about 45 degrees. We're then holding on to your landmine and sinking down into your squat. We're going to be coming up with our squats, not locking out the knees. So once you lock out the knees, then all this tension and stress is going down through your bones and your skeleton, your structure. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep our knees slightly bent at the top, so we're going to maintain that time under tension across our quads. So this is going to be our final burnout. We've got 2 sets of 20 to bang out. So it's going to be stingy, but we're going to get it done. That is my quads and calves workout done and dusted, explained. Once again, I'm sorry for the sort of late upload. It's just life's been crazy at the minute. But as always, I hope you really enjoyed this video. There's some more good content coming next. So next video, gonna do a wee apartment tour of Sophie and I's new wee apartment. Maybe take you shopping with me as well. Show you what I'm buying in the grocery store. That was quite American. What do we call it? I've sort of gone a brain fart. Supermarket? Yeah, supermarket. Trying to appeal to the Americans as well. But yeah, so maybe take you shopping with me, show you what food I'm buying throughout the week. But as always guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video. Make sure hit me up with a subscription, give me a like in the video, leave a comment, send some love, and I will see you next time.